Hey listeners, you're listening to the Midnight Readers podcast. Grab some tea, a midnight snack, and cuddle up in bed as we dive deep into today's most popular fantasy, sci-fi, and mysteries. We're your hosts. I'm Lily.
I'm Brittany.
And I'm Christy.
This season, we're stepping into 3 standalone worlds. Right now, we're diving into a gothic historical mystery filled with secret societies, obsessive research, and enough old documents to make our resident archivist and historian feral. That's right, grab your passports and wooden stakes. We're hunting Dracula.
Some people inherit family heirlooms, some inherit generational trauma, and some inherit a centuries-old mystery involving vampires, and apparently this podcast. Welcome to a world of dusty archives, midnight research sessions, and the kind of obsession that starts with curiosity and ends with you crossing international borders, asking questions that might just get you killed.
In this episode, we'll be discussing The Historian, chapters 25 through 36, where Helen and Paul meet another academic obsessed with Dracula. Is he a friend? Is he a foe? And will he help them find Dracula's tomb?
Before we get into it, this is your warning for major spoilers ahead. This includes all 3 standalone novels we'll be covering this season and any fan discussions we find online. We are also avid fans of the Moss universe and might accidentally let spoilers slip for other popular romantasy book series as well. Sorry in advance, like the books, this podcast is rated R, so be warned.
Also, a friendly reminder to please like, subscribe, and follow. You can find us on Instagram, Threads, Facebook, and YouTube. And if you want some bonus content and behind-the-scenes chaos, join our growing community on Patreon.
Okay, so last we left off, the narrator decides her rebellious phase has now begun. I love the fact that here's a girl who has really just been introduced to boys in a how you doing sort of way. And yet she's still like, here's your shit. It's been fun, but I've got things to do.
Yeah. She ditches him so fast.
She does. Is it realistic? Not really, but I love it. But anyways.
I mean, she heads out to school and like he's already off, and it was only coincidence that she didn't get away with it. Only coincidence.
Yeah.
Because he likes food so much.
He likes what?
I mean,
he does. He likes food.
Yeah.
Oh, food.
He's a foodie.
I thought you said he likes boobs so much, and I was like, when was there boobs?
He probably does.
I was like, I mean, relatable, but like, where?
He probably does like boobs, but,
yeah.
But I thought about you, Brittany, in this part of it, because you were wondering when her rebellious phase was going to start. And so she takes Cass.
Because no teenager is that good.
She's just a little late, but she is getting to it. I mean, she takes Cash from the house. She takes the weapon and the statement. And I was like, this is what made me think of you. And when she goes, if I was going to do one bad thing, I was going to do 20. I was like, nice, bravo.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Applause.
She takes the train from Amsterdam to Paris and ends up with a helpful and hungry tag along. And Helen and Paul visit Istanbul, where they meet a helpful new friend, a friend that specializes in Shakespeare.
Because I am cursed by the Scottish play.
Poor Brittany.
I said it.
She can't escape.
I said it last episode, and the audio got fucked up. Like, what?
Oh my God, you said the phrase that fucked your audio. It's like the phrase in the book. Brittany's cursed.
You're calling Shakespeare in this, Brittany.
Don't say it out loud.
But once we get into the story this time, it is really good and I enjoy it.
Mm-hmm.
Love the twists and turns, but holy fucking shit, it took forever to get there.
Yeah.
That was a little much.
Yeah. There was a lot of rambling in this one.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But since you already brought him up, can we talk about
oatmeal?
I was trying to remember his name. Can we talk about Barley first, and then we can talk about the letters? Because I'm sorry, I know that you had a different take, but Barley pissed me the fuck off.
What'd he do? Because he was also bothering me a little bit.
It's
I was like, get out of here.
It's the way he talks to her. And then when this bad thing happens about this man showing up and she's frustrated at the situation.
Oh, yeah.
She's not mad at him necessarily. And she says, "Oh, we can't wait." And then he like snipes at her. And I was just like, are you fucking kidding me? It's like when you tell a man that you had a bad day and he's like, well, what am I supposed to do to fix it? I can't fix it.
He's also a nosy fuck for real, because he was like, what's going on? What's in the letters? Like, he was like, why can't you tell me? And it's like, well, maybe it's none of your business.
Yeah.
Barley.
Yeah.
Okay. Whatever your name is, cereal.
And when they get to that barn and she's like surprised that there's no electricity, he responds with, "What, you didn't notice that there were no wires?"
He's
the way he talks to her.
Yeah, he's supposed to be cheeky, which I get it. Cheeky is fine, but Barley needs to fucking figure his shit out, okay?
But now you both are listening to the audio, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. So that may be why. I pictured him as like Joey on Friends, just kind of just eating his way through little smart ass comments here and there, but like completely harmless and just.
I do think the audiobook narrates him as playful for the most part. I don't think that he's actually like malicious in any way, but sometimes he's a little too sarcastic. It's like, okay.
He talks down to her.
Reel it in.
And he may think he's being playful, and it may, like, if you do it right, it may come off playful. But like I said, he's mansplaining. He's talking down to her. She's just this little girl. Oh, I wanted to punch him.
I'm more upset with Paul. Paul continues to piss me off.
Yes.
He pisses me off the way he talks about Helen or thinks about Helen or whatever.
Same.
Barley, I'll give him a pass. But Paul bothers me.
Yeah.
Barley makes me want to not even get that part of the story. Like, why do we need her?
Yeah, I was ready to move past it every time. I was like, get back to Paul and Helen and everybody else.
That to me is the interesting stuff. And to me, that part actually started making me think of Dracula in terms of in the letters with like Lucy and Mina Harker, that was like the boring shit. I like Mina, but Lucy's just so fucking obnoxious. I hated those parts. But that was the bulk of the book. And so this kind of reminded me of that too. Because, I mean, Helen and Paul's part is much more interesting. And the narrator, I was getting frustrated with her a bit too. She seemed kind of whiny in a lot of it. And I don't know. I thought for Barley, he was a little annoying. He was a little like oafish, but I felt like at the same time, he also trusted her. And he was like, give me direction. He was like, where are we going? Yeah.
He was like...
Yeah, I had the same feeling.
He was like, I'm going to classify you as maybe daft, because you may be daft, you may not, but either way, it's going to fall on me, so I need to go with you.
I thought he was joking with her about that, like just picking on her. I don't think he actually felt that way.
He said before that, I don't know, he's like, maybe I'm crazy, but I actually believe you.
He said, I want to believe you. But then he's
like, did he say he wants to believe her? I feel like he said he believes her.
But here's the thing, too, with that guy, he took her word for it. He didn't go, well, he's probably just meaning this. He didn't try to do it. He literally trusted that what she was saying was true and then reacted that way. So I feel like he is supportive of her in...
He's making an effort. He says things sometimes where it's like, okay, all right, dude. Like...
Yeah. So, but no.
I'm not a fan. I'm just going to put that out there.
That's okay. But Paul was pissing me off as well with how he kept talking about Helen.
Paul was annoying.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, she deserves so much better.
Well, he has no claim on Helen, and yet he keeps getting like jealous and like weird about her.
Yeah.
And then at the same time, he's like, I don't know.
She's harsh and fierce and her upside down smile.
Yeah. At one point, he compares her to the scary painting that Turgot shows them. And I'm like, okay, maybe that's supposed to be, a plot device. We're supposed to get from that she's been bitten and is slowly turning or something. But on another hand, that's kind of fucked up if it's not for that reason. So I don't
took
know.
it as, what if they're related?
That's what I took it as that she's descended from him.
Interesting.
That she looked like him.
For some reason, I just didn't get that, but that would make sense as to what we were talking about last episode about
because Dracula's her daddy.
Her being possibly part vampire. Yeah, and that it actually wasn't Rossi. It's actually Phantom Vlad. So, yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense.
That would mean that if it was Dracula on the train, that he is literally terrifying his granddaughter.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But then, okay, so let's just say it is Dracula on the train. He was talking to his... Well, wait, he got Helen's mother pregnant.
Right.
So, so yeah, granddaughter, okay.
That would make Helen his daughter, and...
I don't know why I thought there was like one other like person in there, but anyway, so maybe he was like, if that's the case, then maybe Dracula, that was a legit like, hey, where's your dad? I want to see my son-in-law kind of thing. Maybe it was friendly. Had she just stayed in there?
No.
Could you imagine?
If he's looking for daddy, it's to kill him.
Could you imagine your father-in-law being Dracula?
Oh, no.
I would love that.
Jesus. Fuck no.
I would have a whole list of people. I would be like, Dad or Granddad, these are the people I would like you to suck.
If you could take these people out, that would be great.
And could you do it slowly?
Okay, here's my birthday list for this year. Here you go.
As a wedding present.
Oh, yes.
Are you going to walk her down the aisle? Because I think we're going to have the wedding in the sun. And
and I don't know how that's really going to work out for all of us. So maybe we can do like there could be like a tent situation, and then you could just walk her down that aisle, and then you can just vanish like you tend to do,
Oh, or you could turn into the bat instead of releasing doves.
That would be so cute.
Oh my god, yes. Yes. Wedding of my dreams.
Dracula cuddles. Little hugs, little bat hugs. I love bats. They're so cute.
It's giving Hotel Transylvania.
Yes.
Love that movie.
Oh, man.
Well, technically, that bat flew in the sky in the plane, even though it's burning a little bit, to get, what's his name, back from Mavis.
Even more romantic.
Yep. There you go. See?
How sweet.
Dracula can be really nice. Well, one thing I thought that Paul did that was really shitty.
Back to the book.
Sort of. But so he says in there something, I guess in the letter, it says something to the effect of that he thought the mother, let's see, for many years he believed the mother was dead, but now he's certain.
Right.
Well, then why the fuck didn't you go look for her? If you weren't sure.
No, he said he now doubts that she's dead.
Right. He now doubts that she's dead, but he wasn't certain before that he thought she was dead.
Oh, I see.
But he wasn't certain. And I'm like, if you didn't fucking know, then why were you not out there looking? To be fair, I guess he could have been looking and we just don't know yet, but
maybe.
I don't know. Maybe he
saw her die, kind of like the situation with that creepy library guy.
It could be like Rossi, where she disappeared with a puddle of blood left, and he was like, well, she was bitten.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
We don't know yet, but I think Paul would have given up if he really thought she was gone. Because, I mean, he went all the way to fucking
Istanbul and
Turkey for his professor.
Yeah, no. He's like, I'd do anything for Rossi. Anything. And I was like, are you in love with Rossi?
Right. See, that's what I was kind of wondering. Because I don't know. He didn't seem like that interested in Helen in that way, as far as like going out of his way for her. So,
yeah.
I don't know.
He doesn't, but he's also writing these letters to his daughter. And I don't think as a parent, if I was writing a letter to my daughter, I would put in, and her boobs really caught my eye. And like, I wanted to lay with her.
True. You're making good points.
Yeah.
Except he writes the terrible shit too. Yeah, so it's like,
he does.
Is he really thinking about it?
He does put in things like, ooh, I ran into her on the stairway, and while she's rubbing her elbow, I'm trying not to think about how her shoulder rubbed up against me. And I was like, dude,
your mother.
Letter to your daughter.
See, so I don't know.
He did have the Kama Sutra, though, so perhaps to him that's tame.
I still don't want to hear about my parents' love life. So
No, nobody. Hopefully, well, I'm sure somebody does, but hopefully most sane people do not.
Ew.
I did want to point out something, though, that I kind of noticed through here, and I just wanted to clarify. We get some of the horrors that Mehmed II was guilty of, you know, how brutal their conquest was and things like that. Other leaders in that area in that time were just as brutal, if not more, than Vlad Tepes. But a lot of what makes him stand out and known to history was the size of Vlahia, that it was absolutely tiny in comparison, but he held and he stopped the invasions. And that's what makes him a figure in history that we don't really forget. But I did want to note that many of the impalements, like that forest of impalements that stopped the Turkish or the Ottoman Empire, it was Turkish soldiers, like captured prisoners for it. It wasn't like his people that he plowed through. And he was actually kind of known a little bit as like a Robin Hood type hero because he slaughtered the elites who supported the previous like administrations. Is what I'll call them, that they were the ones that were impaled and killed. And for a lot of his, like the middle class and peasants, he kind of we brought them up because they were loyal. But I think most of that force of dead people was Turkish prisoners. So I just wanted to kind of clarify that he wasn't just like slaughtering all of his people.
Yeah.
That a lot of it was prisoners. All right. So at the end of chapter 25, so Helen and Paul are in Istanbul and they meet Turgut, who is a professor in Istanbul of Shakespeare, but he also has an interest in Dracula and just happens to be at the same cafe. And he starts to talk to him. They invite him over, although it kind of sounds like Helen was not quite as thrilled with that as Paul was. She's kicking him under the chair.
Pretty sure he just invited himself over. He was like, I don't want to be alone. I'm going to sit with y'all.
I like Turgut as of where we are in the book. And if he double crosses us, I'm going to be disappointed because I'm still suspicious of him. But I'm suspicious of him because it's so coincidental that he just showed up and he knows all this stuff and he's not being targeted.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? He doesn't seem to be, or at least he doesn't seem to be targeted by Dracula or any other suspicious vampire people.
Who in his life got killed for him researching this shit?
Yeah. So I'm like, that's weird.
That was my thing, too, that didn't make sense, is the fact that he seems like happy, healthy, married, gainfully employed, and he is researching that not just the shit out of this stuff, but he has told countless people about it, gotten all of their help.
He's got a whole room in his house dedicated to it.
The bookshop guy.
People know about it.
That helps him. What is it, Salim? Yeah.
Salim.
Also, I had this thought that I feel like this is kind of like a reverse The Ring. So with The Ring, the movie, you have to, when you watch it, you have to make a copy of it and get somebody else to watch it. Otherwise you die. So I'm like, maybe it's the opposite of that. And if you tell people, then you die. But then he breaks my whole like.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
For him, it's like if he's telling people, then he's not going to die, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know.
For anybody else, though, like Rossi shared his research with Paul and then immediately gets snatched. And
yeah, I mean, in this section, a librarian does get attacked. So there is that. But you kind of wonder, it's more connected to Paul and Helen than it is to Turgut.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking. And I was trying to look at the difference between Rossi, Paul, and then this guy to see, okay, is there something that maybe not even so much that it's like the bad thing of them saying it or bringing it on themselves, but maybe did Turgut do something that protects him?
Yeah.
So that he doesn't,
I don't know.
You know, because in all that, he has to have uttered the words. I mean, my God, the amount of shit he tells his wife about it.
He almost does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it doesn't make sense.
The other thing that I thought about was whoever is in charge of giving this book out, why no women?
I don't know.
Why didn't Helen get a book?
Yeah.
Well, she's already related to him.
Because she would have figured that shit out long before.
Yeah, obviously. I mean, I do get the vibe. If it's not just because of the way the author is writing it, because it's the time period, it might be because it's the time period, the light misogyny of it all.
Yeah.
But it does feel, sometimes I'm like, I forget that it was not always like this, that the world was different not that long ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now,
speaking of misogyny, we get our first, in this section at least, when Helen obviously doesn't trust this guy.
Yeah.
And Paul's sitting there like, I wish she would look more friendly.
mm-hmm.
And I'm like,
yeah.
That's giving, you'd be prettier if you just smiled more vibes.
Uh-huh.
I was like, fuck you, bitch.
I was like, Paul, you better listen to her. You're saying way too much, too quickly.
Yeah.
Like, don't get me wrong, Turgot seems to be trustworthy, but they did not know that in this scene. I mean, they had just started talking to this guy, and then a random Romani woman comes up.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to use the term that is used in the book because it is considered a slur now, but who I'm assuming is a woman of Romani descent. She comes up and like hisses and is like, oh my God. You know, she sees Helen and like susses out that she's been bitten clearly.
Mm-hmm.
And says something to her in her language. And I was just like, this can't be good. No wonder Helen doesn't want to talk to him. I mean, who knows what she's dealing with on the back end because of her bite.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Although she calls him the Romanian daughter of wolves. And so I was wondering, does that mean she is Dracula's daughter? Since
it does give off that vibe.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
He's rumored to be able to turn into a wolf as well.
Mm-hmm.
Or is it just because she's been bitten? And
unclear.
Yeah.
That way she's his daughter.
Well, because is that what she sensed? Maybe she didn't sense the bite. Maybe she sensed the family connection.
Lineage?
Yeah. So, but it felt like after that happened, that is when Helen opened up a little more to Turgot, that she actually kind of warmed up to him some.
Oh, excuse me. Okay. I'm sorry. I said Romani, but at least according to online, sometimes they are referred to as Roma.
Roma. That's the word. I put Romani in the notes as well because I couldn't think of.
If we're incorrect, anyone feel free to correct us because we're not familiar, but we didn't want to use the term that was used in the book. Anyway, I'm sorry for interrupting you, Christy.
So what kind of pissed me off about what Turgot was telling them is it made it sound to me like that the books come from a society that the Sultan set up to fight Dracula, and he created it to fight evil. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, really? I don't know. I that is the part with Turgot that I got kind of pissed off at, is because it seemed to me like he loved the Sultan and thought he was.
You mean with Mehmed?
Right. Mehmed II, that he was like this wonderful guy that was, he did a little crazy things. They got a little crazy with the conquering and a little evil, but overall he's a great, lovely guy kind of thing.
I think it's a different kind of evil because there's the one kind of evil where you're like a serial killer and you kill stuff, but you're still considered to have your soul. But then there's the other kind of evil where you're a vampire and you're soulless. And that kind of evil is just evil.
Well,
for certain people.
Well, two things. One, Helen agrees with you. Helen is like trying to bring it back in, and she's like, okay, but he also enslaved hundreds of people and, did all of these terrible things, which is true. But the other thing is, a lot of scholars talk like this because, at least for the time period, compared to a lot of people who are doing crusades and, running into other countries and taking over, at least historically, sometimes, Islamic leaders are actually have actually been shown to be some of the most tolerant, also Persian leaders, to people of the book. So, like, tolerance being the word there, right? Like, that doesn't mean necessarily that they were good to people. Oftentimes, the Islamic leaders would try to assimilate them in some way, or they had something called the dhimmi, clause, I think, from the Pact of Umar, which is hundreds of years before, but it would have been passed down, the idea that, like, people of the book are protected. So if you're of the Abrahamic faith, then at least they wouldn't immediately tell you that you can't practice your faith, which is why during that passage when Paul is like, why would there be monasteries in Turkey if Mehmed was coming in and like taking over and like bulldozing everything, which he was doing a lot of overhaul, but there were monasteries there because people were still allowed to practice. Same goes for the Jews as well. This is how a lot of scholars tend to look at it, is that they had a higher tolerance for quote unquote people of the book. So,
I mean, that could have been after, but he came in and for 3 days just slaughtered everyone and they allowed
I agree.
The soldiers to destroy everything.
I mean, when he takes over Constantinople and moves in and starts living and controlling the area, you're right that he did horrible, terrible things and slaughtered hundreds of people.
Horrible, terrible things.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, here's my thing with that, though, is that the amount of money and reach and power that Mehmed II had versus, like, say, Vlad was massively different. And of course, the person with the most power and the most reach and the most money, they're going to be able to influence what history knows. And so that's the other part too that was frustrating, is the fact that, well, of course he's going to put out stories of how wonderful he is and have that be the history. But is that really the truth versus, Vlad, who is not going to have that kind of reach and who is going to be more remembered for a cruel leader when
he was smaller, but he also had the backing of like the Pope and Hungary at one point.
Yeah, I don't know if it's necessarily that he was just like a hometown hero kind of guy who was actually a good person.
He's not actually a good person. Don't get me wrong. He was just as brutal, but he wasn't more so. And as far as anybody willing to come in and save them, there wasn't really. And for where he lived, like in that area, he is like a Robin Hood type hero. They see it vastly differently because he kept them from being conquered. Because even when Turgot is talking about it and he's like, oh, allowed him to do this. And of course, Helen's like, what the fuck? Why would you? And he's like, well, they just had it hard because they didn't give up. They were just resistant to being, well, no shit, they're resistant to being conquered. That's their land.
Yeah.
I was like, I had the same reaction. Like, that's like people telling Ukraine to make up with Russia, and Russia's just like, okay, give us your land, and that's the only way you're going to make up for it. No, that's not. Yeah. That's the no.
Yeah, that part was only for me, like with Turgot, that I was starting to get really pissed about, was his take on who Vlad was versus who Mehmed was.
Yeah,
I mean, if you think about it, for a people, they're going to remember their leaders in a certain way, and especially if the Turkish are going to put out their own history because they were the ones that experienced it. And like for us, we remember our presidents like George Washington and our founding fathers, and we give them such like pedestal things. And yet they were slave owners and they massacred the Native Americans and did all kinds of horrible things as well.
Yeah.
And yet we still remember them as on a pedestal.
Yeah. Because they were the most powerful at that point, and they could influence what history said about them.
And history is written by the winners.
Yeah. But at the end of chapter 26, Barley says something about Master James, because she's kind of telling him some of the story, and he says, wait, something's kind of familiar, but I can't remember what it is.
And I was like, bout of amnesia or whatever. I think I said that wrong. But I was like, he's been dosed. I don't know.
I just felt like he's more of an idiot. I don't know. He seems like a surfer dude a little bit. And I love surfer dudes. I'm not saying anything. Travis is a surfer dude, but just felt like, what?
I called him a dude bro.
Dude bro, yeah.
Are we talking about oatmeal?
Yes.
What are we talking about?
Yeah, oatmeal. Yeah.
Okay.
I called him a dude bro.
There you go.
Which, by the way, I know
With
we
his
kind of
jumper.
already we already talked about his whole situation, but her like, he's got a face of an angel or a monk. What?
Yeah, what? What?
What?
Those are two vastly different
So
things.
he hasn't seen sunlight in ages? Is that what you're telling me? Is this an Edward Cullen situation again? Like, what's happening? He's
Like,
extremely pale.
When
I
I
don't know.
picture monks, I picture older gentlemen who
Yeah.
are bald.
Like Friar Tuck.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like Aang, except for older.
Yeah, I'm with you.
And I was just like,
I will
Okay,
say,
girl.
so throughout this section, Paul brings up a couple of times that Vlad's burial place could be in Istanbul. And this is interesting because there's a moment when they're talking about or Turgut, I think, is talking to Paul, and he's saying that at some point there was this idea that Vlad was in Turkey before he went back, and he was a vampire then. And that when he came back, he was a vampire whenever he held off Mehmed, I think, is the way that they were trying to explain it. So he was already either a vampire or dead or something at that point when he does all of the historic acts that he's remembered for. And my idea was, did he end up turning himself into a vampire in order to help fight off Mehmed? Because he goes in, he spreads the plague in Turkey, what they call, quote unquote, the plague of vampirism, and then he leaves.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that technically like sowing unrest and, problems in Turkey and then leaving, like dipping? So I don't know, I just had that idea.
yeah. I mean, I definitely think that he visited Turkey as a vampire because he's probably like,
I might have my timeline fucked up, but
he's
that was my wonder.
He seems like the person who revenge is best served cold was
Mhm.
made for.
Yeah.
And spiteful. He's gonna he would be the person who turned into a ghost and who would haunt Mehmed
For sure.
do shit to him just to drive him crazy. But as far as his tomb being in Turkey, I was like, if Vlad is a vampire, wouldn't he have some say in where his body got? Well, his body would be his, but where his tomb was?
Yeah.
And why would he put it in Turkey?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe just to be a big fuck you to Mehmed.
Possibly, but that's something that Turgut also talks about too, is the fact that he could move it at any time. Like he could ship everything he needed somewhere else. And so it's not like would necessarily have to be where he was originally buried. It can be somewhere else.
His tomb is wherever Dracula is.
Home is where the heart is.
Both of y'all at the same time. Oh my god.
Like a Dracula Hallmark
What was
card.
killing me What was killing me about this section is it's just a bunch of, and then we talked to Turgut, and then we were back to narrator, and then we talked to Turgut, and then we were back to narrator. So if it feels like we're skipping around, we are, because it's literally just a bunch of him talking to Turgut.
Yeah.
And then them walking around, going to the Hagia Sophia.
So much fucking sightseeing.
Yeah.
I was like,
Yes.
I get it. The place is pretty. And, describing the world is important, but you generally do it with the action happening.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that it's not literally just exposition after exposition of just, and what does the sightseeing do? Other than this, like at the very end, he sees the dead librarian who is now back fucking alive. But
I knew it.
what
I was questioning it when you said it. I was like, well, if Christy said that he might be alive, I was like, he's probably alive.
Okay.
But I didn't say anything.
Again, I do not, I feel like I'm reading this the first time. I'm only saying things as a guess. I do not actually remember how this ends. So
Crazy.
But it just seemed odd to me that if you had even one bite, that you would have at least you would have at least a little bit of like a bumper car effect that you get hit with a car and it would just like bounce you.
A bumper car effect.
Although, like, Helen got bit and she didn't have any of the side effects that the librarian here who got bit did.
To our knowledge.
Like, to our knowledge.
She's his daughter, so it may not affect her the same.
Exactly. Actually, she probably got a power up from that.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Hell, that's why she pulled out that gun so fast. She was on the boom. Yeah, boom.
That was awesome. She didn't fucking hesitate.
I was like, Helen! Oh my god.
And I like when she reaches back in to get, what was it she reached back in for? It wasn't a pistol, but Paul's like...
He was like, no. Dude, Paul is afraid of her, and I love that.
Yeah. Yes. It's such a great dynamic.
Yeah, no, I just thought that was great.
But
the way it should be.
Right, exactly. Now, kind of going back just a little bit, and you're right, it goes back and forth a lot. I feel like that is really confusing, and I wish it was done in a much more fluid way. Because I do feel like I was starting to get frustrated with how quickly it was going back and forth. And you had nothing that really signposted that, okay, we're changing up what storyline we're going with.
Also, there's some interesting, like, allusions to things in these scenes that are really, I felt like, passed over. Like, there were a bunch of historical references or, like, references to cultural things that I was like, why not include why that's important? Like, for example, the Nazar, the stone that looks like an eye, or it's like a bead oftentimes, and that's not explained. It's just included, and then we don't really do anything with it. There is also there's a scene where Paul and Helen are walking to the Hagia Sophia in chapter 27, and she's wearing a pale blue blouse. And this is after they've already discussed
Paul's
stuff with Turgot.
The first time she wears color.
Yeah.
That's
the only significance that it makes, when my first thought was, is she wearing the blue because it's for protection? Because the Turkish sometimes believe that blue will protect you from evil. It's the same with the Nazar. And then coincidentally, we also have that in the South, like with Haint blue, you know? I just thought stuff like that was interesting. There's also the mention of, gosh, I'm probably going to fuck up this word, but I think it's called like a tasbih or tasbih, something like that. It's like a rosary for the Islamic faith, but it's very similar to a rosary. It's like counting beads for your prayers. Turgot brings that out, and then nothing happens with that. It's just like, these are interesting objects that could be explained, or I don't know, maybe we could talk about if they're actually useful against a vampire or something, but we don't get any answers. We just get like, and he pulled out a Nazar, or, oh, also he had a fucking vampire hunting kit.
Yeah.
Just a random one, you know, silver and everything.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I just felt
bought
like
it at the farmer's market.
Might be there.
The history that's included in the book is stuff that they sightsee.
Mm-hmm.
The history that's not included in the book is the cultural relevance of what they're doing. So, like, it would have been cool if they included, like, why there is a vampire hunting kit, what it's made of, where it came from. I don't know. Something like that would have been cool, you know?
Yeah, which is interesting that, you know, Helen is an anthropologist. Can't say the word. Anthropologist?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And yet I know the book is called The Historian and all, you're right, she did leave out all the actual cultural context of all the things that matter.
It just feels like sometimes when I'm reading it, I'm like, okay, but you didn't talk about it. Did you? Also, when they finally when Turgot, does Turgot take them to the archive the first time?
Mm-hmm.
I think that he does.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, I have a friend who works there. And then they get there and they open the box and they finally get to see the bibliography of the Order of the Phoenix. I don't know why, but I just found it really funny that...
The Order of the Phoenix?
Oh, did I say Oops. The Order of the Dragon. Oopsie.
Different world. Different world.
You know, my brain was on autopilot, okay? The bibliography of the Order of the Dragon that they so badly wanted to see, not the Phoenix.
I mean, they do rise again.
Yeah. True. But I thought it was kind of fascinating that we get this list of like historical, really famous historical writers and like supposedly like the works that are hidden, like secret works that nobody knows about. Like I think Herodotus has one that's like on war and torture or something like that. Or there's one from St. Thomas Aquinas about Sisyphus. Those are all legitimate authors, huge names from antiquity. I just thought it was kind of funny that Herodotus is mentioned in there because he's like famously a big fat liar. Like, he's called the father of history, but he got so much wrong that like nobody even takes him seriously.
Damn.
I don't know. Maybe I'm just like, I'm nitpicking.
What got me was when Rossi was there, this ministry dude came and took the map. And yet it was with the documents in the box. So I was like, did they put it back? Or was it ever stolen in the first place? And that was all an illusion in his mind. Especially since the other librarian couldn't see the guy. I don't know. But
that's a good question.
Why would you put it back if you did steal it?
Yeah.
I guess I thought more along the lines that it was like, because within each like dragon book that you might have copies, maybe. So maybe that was the copy for that.
Maybe.
For that box.
I think Brittany's talking about the box in the archive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The original map that was taken, that doesn't go along with the book. That was just something that Rossi kind of like discovered and then correlated to the book. But and so I didn't understand why it got put back out into the wild if they had to steal it from Rossi and then put it, and then they took it from him, put it back, and then it got stolen again. Like, what's the point of that? I think we might be
misunderstanding something.
Well, there were 3 maps initially, and they stole one of them, I think.
Yeah, he stole the original, but they said the original was put like back in the thing because the other maps were just zoomed in versions of the original map.
Yeah.
Well, he had to check it back in, Brittany. He's going to pay a fucking library fine if he doesn't have it.
I'm here to tell you, as someone who oversees the use of original documents, they will watch you like a hawk. You're gonna have to return it.
That shit gets expensive.
Yeah, you can't just steal shit. God.
Who's gonna hand Dracula the bill? Just saying.
Hey, that wasn't Dracula.
You flip it in the door while it's light outside. Or maybe he has like a mail slot.
Maybe that wasn't Dracula. Maybe that was a crony. I don't know. Just saying.
Yeah, because that shit. Because listen, Dracula's going to be fucking pissed if the crony doesn't get it back in time and then he gets mailed a bill for the full amount of that document. That's when you get fired.
Dude, imagine getting sued by the Istanbul.
Imagine Dracula showing up in court.
The name of that trial, Istanbul versus Dracula.
Istanbul, not Constantinople. Now it's Istanbul versus Dracula. We're all over the place today.
We're holding Dracula in contempt. He did not show up to court today. Too bad we had it during the daytime.
Multiple people show up with bites on their neck. Oh man.
Oh god. All right. So let me see. Where are we at?
I have no idea.
We're talking about the documents and talk about Rossi's name showing up on these documents.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because I was confused.
And that Turgot knows who he is.
Yes.
I was confused as to what this name of document, like this list of names meant. and why his name was on it and why his latest publication was there.
So the list is a bibliography, meaning a list of things you should read according to the topic, right?
Mm-hmm.
So his name was in the bibliography. That's
what it seems like. His name was at the bottom.
Like, for some reason, when I was reading it, I was like, is this like a card catalog where his name was just like, I checked this out?
I think it was
confused.
Like a mocking Bartolomeo Rossi unpublished secret work, right?
So Rossi's name is on there. Turgot blatantly knows who he is.
Mm-hmm. It says the spirit, the ghost in the amphora. Mm-hmm. In the amphora? Is that what it says?
Or something like that.
What the fuck does that mean?
I Googled it. It's apparently some part of Greek mythology that has to deal with necromancers.
Really? What? Why did I not Google this? Hold on. Ghost in the amphora. I'm probably saying that wrong. Amphora? Amphora.
I think the way the narrator said it in the audiobook was amphora, but who knows?
I don't want to trust the AI overview. I don't know. I don't trust the AI answer on this, but I do see that Vricolicus is brought up, which is the word that we saw at some point in the book for undead in Greek folklore. Yeah. So, I don't know. Maybe it is a reference to the undead in Greek. Maybe that's what it is.
Yeah. Well, what did you think about Rossi replying to Turgot's letter?
Oh, yeah.
And saying that he didn't know anything about the archive.
I was like, is he having another bout of amnesia or is he just straight up fucking lying?
I think I'm now under the impression if it's not that his memory was wiped, which valid option. What if somebody is interrupting his letters and just responding on his behalf?
Yeah.
Could be, although doesn't Paul say, he's like, I recognize his handwriting because I'm such an expert in Rossi writing because I'm in love with the man.
It's magic. It's magic.
Yeah, but I mean, it could be somebody that just knows how to copy his signature.
Because if our theory is correct that Helen is the daughter of Vlad somehow, if that's true, then I would think that Vlad is the one intercepting the letters and responding like, oh, I don't know anything about that. I don't know what you're talking about.
Or one of his minions.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they're going to have to sound kind of librarian-ish to come off as Rossi. So that would make sense. Yeah.
So I wondered if y'all noticed the girl or the woman that the narrator points out.
At the train station?
She said that when she was one of the stops, she's like, I noticed this one woman standing still on the platform. I was like, is that her mom?
That's what I thought.
Is that Helen?
Yeah.
Helen?
That's what I'm thinking.
Helen?
So Helen and Helen's father were following her?
Yeah, and I was like...
Yeah.
I'm getting suspicious.
Yeah.
I was like, first of all, she can't see her features, but she noted that she had, like, bright red lips. And I was like, you can see her lips, but you can't see her face?
They're bright enough, I guess.
But yeah.
Maybe she had those, like, big sunglasses on. They, like, cover her cheeks.
Oh, my fave.
Well, especially if she will burn up in the sun.
Yeah.
You know?
Unless she's not fully turned. But...
True. But would she have to be turned? If she is his biological grandchild, would she have to be turned? Or is she like a half?
I don't think so. I think she's like a Dampier. Like, if we're going with like mythology from that part of the world, then she would be half a vampire and it would actually be her job to kill her father. Like, usually Dampiers are vampire hunters. Not necessarily always, but
yeah.
Usually Dampiers become vampire hunters because they have the ability to find them a lot easier.
Yeah.
Which I don't know if Helen would do that, but maybe she would. She did say that we're gonna track him down and get him.
She was
true.
She seemed to be very like, I hate this motherfucker now.
Yeah, whenever she whips out that pistol and shoots that
oh my god,
the thrall, she
just whipped it out
twice.
She whipped it out. Oh my God. Helen, my girl.
I mean, she lets that shit fly, and then she's like, yep, not still done? Okay, let's go again.
Yeah, she was like, where is it? No, okay, my favorite part about that scene is they all immediately book it after this guy. It's like, get him! Like Paul, Helen, Turgot, Salim, they're all running. I'm like, damn, even Salim joined.
And I have to say this, Paul's reaction to the dude getting shot was, oh, I've seen this happen in the movies, but it ain't like in real life. He didn't.
Dude, Paul's the worst.
Yeah.
Paul's the fucking worst.
He's an idiot.
He didn't clutch his chest.
I don't know why.
Yeah.
He bothers me so much.
First of all, he ain't human.
Every time I'm just like, shut up, Paul. Sorry. Sorry.
So they don't catch him, but they do go after him, or try to at least.
Yes.
But
I was like, please let him be dead this time. Oh, fuck, he's gonna get away. Damn it.
Yeah.
That was my reaction.
But how did they not recognize? Because he's the same same vampire adjacent man that when they first came in and to get to the box that they saw in there. How did they not recognize him then?
No, for real.
Yeah, I was like, okay, so literally how do you say his name? The guy they meet in Istanbul.
Salim or Turgot?
Turgot. He says the phrase out loud, and literally as soon as he says it, somebody comes walking in.
Yes.
And so I was like, he's evil. And then
I had the same thought.
when they said Rossi's name, I was like, wait a minute, what if that's Rossi? And
I had that thought for a split second when they were like, he looked a little familiar. I was like, is this Rossi? Like, I was like, hold the fuck up. If Rossi just showed up, if he just walked in there, my mind would just be like,
Hey, what's up? Just coming to check something out.
Insane.
yeah, he's like, actually, I decided to take the job with Vlad, and I get to, research all the time. And
I also had the insane split thought that Rossi was Vlad. Like, I was like, imagine if Rossi showed up and he was actually Vlad.
No.
Damn.
Rossi's too much of a wussy. I think that would ruin it for me.
What if it's just a costume that Vlad puts on so that he can live a life?
And he is like, wah.
Hello, reveal.
It's how he gets other people to do research.
But yeah.
Yeah, it definitely, that was a little confusing on that part, that they didn't, or even recognize the librarian really, but the way they described him initially, I was kind of picturing like Colonel Sanders or something. I don't know why.
Same.
With the white crocheted hat and
the gray beard.
Yeah, it was a mess. But I will say, when they find the poor librarian who's been bitten, that's when Helen's like, oh, we'll get him.
Yeah.
Don't worry. We're going to track this man down. We are not playing around. At this point, I was like, wow, we've involved so many people. We've got Turgot, and then Salim is here. Salim got hurt, poor guy.
But not killed.
Why the fuck does Salim just get to run the archive?
Seriously, do they not regulate that? They're just like, you be in charge for the day. It's fine.
I was like, he sells rare books. You're gonna let him run this place?
It was weird to me too that even how the fuck did Rossi find the archive? If this was just like, how did he even know who to ask to get there? Like, that didn't make sense.
Yeah, I feel like he knows Turgot.
That he was even allowed in.
I don't know, man.
Let's jump to, unless anybody has anything else that they want to kind of add in, let's jump to when they actually go over to Turgot's house to see the letter and to see some of the other things that he has collected.
The amount of food.
Oh my God.
That they shove on them.
Dude, they were making me hungry. The book was making me so hungry. I was like, cucumbers sound so good right now. And then I made myself cucumber salad for lunch.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. But he was like, let me go across the hall and make you some food. And then he brings out like a 10-course meal. And I'm like, okay.
Why can't I be there?
Well, but seriously though, if you were at somebody that you didn't know, like their house, right? Didn't know the bathroom setup, didn't know how many bathrooms there were, didn't know if it was adjacent to that room so you could hear what was going on just in the case, would you eat that much food?
I'm super
Probably
picky,
not.
so, and I've gotten to the point where I only have like one meal a day, and if I eat more than that, I can't. Like I just can't. So yeah, no, that meal would have comatose me. Also, I would be like, I need to know how the carbs so I can get the insulin ratio. And think.
Also, I just don't eat like that when I first meet somebody. I do not eat like that because I'm always wary of what's going on. Like, I feel weird having a full meal if we're discussing something or if I just met you. You know what I mean?
I try not to eat in front of people either, especially since if they do know that I'm diabetic, they always have like, can you eat that? So I tend to.
I mean, it sounds delightful, but
it does. But I would never do that either because I would be worried that I would have like stomach issues and then that would be embarrassing.
It sounds like a meal that my grandma would have made. There's 3 of us and 2 of them, and she would cook for like 20 people.
That's the South. Yeah.
Yeah. So, well, after their ginormous meal, then he starts to show them some of the history and the documents and collections that he's got, including.
And the creepy picture.
The picture. Well, it's like a painting, right?
Whatever it is.
Behind a curtain. Yeah. But he also has a silver knife that Turgot shows them. Is that the same one that she took from the house? The narrator took from the house?
I had that thought as well. I don't know if we get like a confirmation of that, but why not? Why would they bring it up and not?
Yeah.
It not be the same?
Yeah.
Do we ever get a description of it?
I don't think
we do when she picks it up, I think.
I couldn't go back and check after I saw your comment because of the way the audiobook is structured. It's by disc instead of by chapter. So I never know where I'm going back.
Is your audiobook on the library download?
Libby.
Oh, wow. The Audible one is not like that. It's by chapter. Huh.
That's weird.
I listened to this whole section on audiobook. I only read portions of it so I could make sure I understood what they were saying, like Turgot's name, stuff like that.
They describe it here, I believe, pretty in depth, but I don't think they described it as much when she took it from the house. So comparing them, I think, would be difficult because I don't think the narrator, describes the knife that she took, except for I think that it's silver. So I have to think that is the case, that she accidentally, without knowing it, took a vampire killing weapon.
Right.
Because of course.
Why
wouldn't she?
Exactly.
Well, I mean, she runs into a vampire, so thank God she fucking brought it with her.
Yeah.
But again, this is where I don't understand how Turgot has not run into some sort of consequences, because the amount of shit that he has accumulated about this and how freely he talks to people about it.
He has garlic hanging in his house.
He also has it in his pocket.
Yeah.
Maybe the garlic does work.
Yeah,
I don't know. There's ways to get you out of your clothes if that's the case.
Oh my God.
I mean, truly, I don't think that would stop.
Could you imagine Dracula trying to seduce him?
Oh my God. I was not going there. I know.
For once, that is not what Christy meant.
I was thinking more. It was like somebody ripping his jacket off or something. But, oh God. Okay. Now I'm picturing Dracula like on a stripper pole and like.
Take it off!
Some red boots.
Take it off!
Oh my God. Oh my God. It's giving Seth in the cowboy hat with the red chaps, the assless chaps. Oh my God.
With his like long dark hair.
Yes.
I still picture him as a blonde.
I know. I always forget that Seth is not.
Oh, I meant Dracula because yes, to me, Seth is a blonde.
Dracula.
In my mind, he's a dirty blonde.
He is. He's a dirty blonde.
He is a dirty blonde. Yeah. But yeah, Dracula with his long curly hair.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Because
exactly.
in the picture, yeah.
I would like to think with the cowboy hat, he puts it in a little low ponytail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be nice.
Mm-hmm.
Little red chaps. Okay.
Mm-hmm. See, the thing about him being a stripper, though, is he's trying to seduce other people into taking their clothes off, not himself
Not him.
taking his clothes off.
The assless chaps are for fun,
Right.
not for, yeah. You misunderstand.
But what he's saying is, if you want to have fun here, you got to take your clothes off too.
Oh,
Yeah. They
So-
encourage.
oh
Mhm.
man.
So yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah.
It's like a strip poker moment, you know.
Well, definitely poker, but
I can't wait to go back to books that are fucking insane because we can't contain ourselves. Oh my god. It's like we have to be fucking weird about it.
yeah.
Why not?
It's a gift.
Life is
Anyway.
weird. Life is boring when you're not weird.
Right.
Apparently, a bunch of other people agree with us. Hey, listeners.
if you're weird, this is the place for you.
Yes, we love you.
All right. So he shows him his book that he has, his dragon book. And what they notice
I'm
on,
sorry. We
wow.
were just talking about Dracula
He shows him his
stripping.
book.
And then he's like, so he showed him his book.
With his long tail.
Okay. He shows him his book.
Maybe it has a little knot on the end, but you know.
Not a knot! The knot! Do vampires have knots? In the romance world, anything is possible.
It is, but I would feel really bad for whoever the girl was if that knot kicked in
God.
and then they couldn't get away and they're trying to like run. Oh my God.
Oh my
And they're trying to
God.
run down the hall and the knot is keeping him
Oh
attached.
my
And she's
God.
like running and he's just being pulled by his dick like down the hall. She's running.
Can you imagine? Jesus Christ, we're not okay. We're not normal.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Stop thinking about stripper
No
Dracula.
stripper Dracula. Okay. So
No
Oh
more.
man.
but anyways, on the tail of each of the dragons, there's a smudge. So
I think I missed that.
that it has that. So it's exactly the same down to the smudge on the tail. And all three books
I must have missed that.
end up that way with that smudge.
So I don't know if there's any significance to this other than to show that they're made by the same publisher.
Right.
The smudge.
Yeah.
But I mean, this is something
I think something was smudged out.
I was going to ask you about this, Lily, though, too, because, and I don't know if y'all know the answer, but as far as like mass producing books, back then, what would be considered mass, not today? Because it seems like in what they kind of alluded to with that is that in the production of those books, whatever they were using had something that smudged that like piece, like I guess that ink.
Yeah.
So is that back then? Would that be the case? Would you have devices that would?
So
I mean, even today, if there's a mistake in the printing, it will be on every book.
Mhm.
Like, even if it's a smudge. It happened with several books that I've actually picked up. It'll have like this random smudge on it.
Well, at the time though, they were using a printing press, which is a little different. So the original movable type printing press, which would have come out shortly before, didn't he die? He died in 1477, I think they said.
Yep.
I think the printing press came out in the mid 1400s. That was all done by hand, and it was with intentionally blocked out, carved writing. So if there was a problem on it, they would have noticed very fast because they have to hand print every single page.
Yeah.
So it's not like they're mass producing stuff quickly, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
So if there's a smudge on it, to me, either that means it was intentional and that it was already created in the press, that was smudged out, or someone went back in later and smudged it out of all of them.
Didn't they say it was created by some like wood carving or whatever they call it. I kind of glossed over what they call it.
There's a wood carving type of art that I think that it looks like that dragon, right? Like the front of it with the dragon is more like a woodcut.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Because I think we talked about that in the first episode, is that it looks like a typical like German woodcut, which to me doesn't really say anything. I actually think that's kind of weird to have that in the book. But that, again, would be something that was intentionally carved and then put onto page. So I don't know. If either way, it sounds like the smudge has to be intentional. It could not be an accident. And if it was an accident from the pressing, I would think that whoever was doing it would have caught it.
Yeah. Because the tail is supposed to point towards the tomb.
I could be wrong about that, but yeah.
Would, I guess, the smudge be part of that? Maybe it actually shows where the real tomb is.
So that was my thought, is if there was a smudge on it, and there's smudges on all of them, somebody probably smudged out what the tail was pointing to. That seems the most likely.
Yeah.
The thing that stood out to me the most was that Turgot's was darker and Paul's was faded. So I'm assuming that Turgot's is
newer.
Newer? That's the word.
More recently created. Like, have y'all ever seen...
Either that or Paul just does not take care of his books.
Have y'all ever seen, like, a medieval printing press?
Mm-mm.
No.
I mean, does that mean that this society or whatever it was that Mehmed created, that it's still around and there's still people?
It's really involved.
Yeah.
I don't know. To me, maybe. I don't know. To me, it just means that if there was a bunch of books that were printed like this, either somebody intentionally smudged it out during the process of printing it, or somebody went out of their way after the fact to make sure as many copies as possible were smudged out or like...
But it made it sound like the smudge was literally exactly the same from one to one. That it was not something... Because if you just smudged it out of each one, it wouldn't have looked the same.
I remember this. Yeah, I mean, maybe it was in the printing process.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's what they liken
maybe
it to.
It's magic.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Possibly. As they're going through a lot of this stuff, one of the things that they bring up is he has a letter from one of the chief military judges for the Balkans. And it says in there that, because I guess he's like talking about expenses or something like that, but he says that...
You're right, yeah.
In and around Snagoth, that the plague is absent, that there's no plague around that area. So is that something where, because the grave is there and it's protected?
I thought it was, Dracula loves his home, and so he ain't gonna hunt at home because serial killers don't hunt in their home ground. They go elsewhere.
Yeah.
It would kind of go with my theory that, like, if he intentionally took vampirism to Turkey to spread it, right? Or that part of the world to spread it, and then, then returned because he's trying to, like, wipe out his opposition. I don't know.
Yeah, his enemy.
Yeah, it kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. It also, what also really confused me is when they're talking about this in the moment, Turgot says that he, like, points out Snagov as if he never considered it. Do you guys remember that?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. He's like
I was like, what?
The bookstore guy was like, yeah, he didn't know the significance of this word, so he just kind of skipped right over it.
That's just really hard to believe.
You're studying Dracula.
Yeah.
Yeah, like,
really?
That's one of the first things Paul noticed.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck if he's a literary scholar or not. He would have noticed that. If you are an academic, presumably you've had enough schooling to be able to understand what you're reading. There's not enough of a difference between a literary scholar and a historian and an anthropologist. If you know how to read a text and get something important out of it, you will see Snagov and realize, this sounds important.
Yeah.
Let me at least Google that.
Yeah, like, look into it or something.
Not back then.
Right, not then. But anyway, I mean, I just thought it was weird that Turgot had not...
He dismissed it, really. That he didn't really even pay attention when it was there. Yeah, there was a couple things I felt like that didn't make sense, and maybe they will get explained later.
Yeah.
But yeah, that definitely didn't. And I know we kind of jumped ahead before about when they go back and they end up shooting the librarian guy. But
Yeah.
Pow pow.
Huh?
I said pow pow.
Oh.
Helen the Quick.
There you go. That is yes, Helen the Quick. I like that. I don't think for 35, because I think that's really like after the shooting.
Yeah.
One thing I did find weird.
I forgot about my fucking GIF.
What?
Did you guys look at my notes for 35?
Just get in the coffin.
When that vampire guy ran away, I was like, motherfucker, just get in the coffin. Get back here. Sorry.
But that kind of brings up a question, though, that Mr. Erozan?
Yeah, I'm not sure what his name is, to be honest with you.
We are listening to the audiobook.
Yeah, that's why I'm not sure what his name is, because I didn't go back and read the physical text.
Sometimes they'll say it fast and with the accent, and you're like, it's going in my ear, and I understand who you're talking about, but will it come out of my mouth? No.
Okay, well, we'll just...
Yeah, like Turkid, I'm still afraid I'm messing that up.
That's what it seemed like to me that it would be. So, but did you notice that he seemed more affected by the sun than the minion?
Yes.
Yeah.
And why? Because he's like newly
That's why I
bitten?
was like, what about, when I compared them to Helen's reaction, he seemed to like cringe away from the rosary thing well.
I wonder if it's because he hasn't fed on anyone else.
I went kind of the opposite way. I had wondered because Minion Dude has been bitten twice now and he can still go out in the sun. So I thought maybe this guy was actually on his third bite and was starting to turn.
The librarian?
That
No. Mr.
They were friends with?
No, yeah, Mr. Erozan. Okay,
so you think it's the third time he's been bitten and he just doesn't realize it?
Well, I mean, he may realize it, but he just wasn't going to say anything.
He says that he said that he had 2 more times before he turned.
Did he?
Yeah, he did.
Oh, yeah.
He could be lying his ass off.
Oh, yeah. I remember that part.
He could be lying his ass off. But
well, my thought was Erison, the librarian that we're friendly with, he had just been bitten and to our knowledge has not fed on anyone, right? But the other guy has now bitten at least 2 people. But I just feel like the other guy feeding on people, that might be giving him more power. Like he can walk into the sun because of that.
I would feel like that would make him more vampire, though, which would make him less able to walk in the sun.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe.
It's, again, the magic system of this world has not been adequately explained. It is frustrating.
Yeah, it's very unclear. We don't know anything about the vamps at all. They're still very archaic and mysterious.
Yeah. And I would have to assume that's because the narrator doesn't know, so we don't know. Hopefully.
Right.
Hopefully that will be something that is completed and we actually get that. Now, I did want to point out, in the last chapter that we read, chapter 36, the narrator does say, because we weren't sure if she was 16 or not, or what her age was. And she says something to the effect that in the European system that she had 2 more years to go before she could go to university. So wouldn't that put her around 16?
I don't know, because I don't understand what the difference between the European system and the American system is.
Yeah.
And also, I feel like we've at least gone a year.
I feel like it's later.
Yeah.
I feel like we've at least gone a year because she experienced spring and summer and winter, and now we're back at spring. And I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay. According to Google, it's the same, I think.
I thought it would have to be somewhat similar just because you do have some international students coming in
It says most European students finish their secondary education at age 17 or 18. And then 18 or 19 tends to be when they start entering college.
So she could be 17.
That's so weird.
In the UK and France. A lot of people take gap years. Some people start later because they have military or civil service that they have to attend. It says countries like Finland, Norway, and Greece tend to start at 19 and 21. 19 to 21. So isn't she from... She's from Denmark, right? Amsterdam?
She's living in Amsterdam, yeah.
So probably later than we thought. If this is accurate. So
I don't know.
She might be 17, 18
by now. I would say 17 because
Yeah.
I think maybe a year that we've gone. So maybe newly 17. Because it never ever...
I think that's reasonable.
Unless I have missed something, I don't think at this point it's ever referenced like a birthday for her or anything. Like a changing of age.
Yeah.
But
who's she going to celebrate her birthday with? Her dad's gone, her mom's gone. She's got Mrs. Clay.
oatmeal.
And
Yeah. Wheat bran.
who she just met.
We brand. But remember though, she likes his jumper.
His jumper.
I'm going to hold his hand.
She does.
And he looks like a monk.
And he looks like an angel or a monk.
Oh my God.
Oh, Jesus. What's wrong with these people?
Is that why she's touring all those monasteries? She's looking for monks.
Oh my
Just saying.
God. She's the real person.
Oh my
She's the
God.
real dangerous person here.
Oh my God. That's so gross.
She's a predator.
Of monks.
Yes, of monks.
Of monks. She's going to drag a monk to the back room.
Which, to bring us back to our book, I think the monks were vampires.
Oh.
When Turgot starts talking about the trip to, God, I can't, St. Matthew's,
Yeah.
the monks were vampires.
Did they say it was St. Matthew's? They said that there was a...
Was it St. Matthew's?
Mhm.
There was a couple of months...
Might have just been a monastery in Istanbul.
There was a couple of monks who came from Carpathia, and
Oh, yeah.
that they asked for refuge in a monastery.
Mhm.
But that I didn't think that they named the monastery.
No, I think you're right. This is whenever he's talking about how much he thinks Mehmed was actually a decent dude, and Paul is like, wait, there's monasteries? And then, no, you're right. I think they were just from the Carpathians.
Yeah.
And it was an unnamed monastery. But regardless,
But yeah,
I think they were vampires.
I could see that.
Yeah. I could definitely see that.
Yeah.
So in 36, when Turgot is talking about his little experience with the vampire who gives him a tea that he didn't order, and dude is going to drink it.
People must be way, way more trusting back then because
I think Turgot is just a dumbass.
I'm sorry.
Oh,
You're
that's why they're not worried about him. He hasn't figured out Snagov. He's just taking random tea.
Are you talking about why Dracula hasn't come after him?
Yeah, like he's
Like-
not a concern.
Yeah.
Poor Turgot.
this
You won't
dude.
connect the dots.
Well, I mean, even Rossi let a random stranger buy a drink for him, and
Yeah.
he didn't even know what he was drinking. He just drank it, and
He was like, I guess, bottoms up.
this dude,
So Dracula said.
he's like, this waiter's
In
really
his little ass chops.
This dude.
He's like, this waiter's being creepy, trying to read my letters and shit, and like looking over my shoulder and being all weird.
hmm
And
Yeah.
then he just randomly gives me a drink, and I'm like, sure, I'll drink it.
hmm Yeah.
Maybe Turgot is actually a spy, and that drink was a poison that made him a zombie thrall. So now he's just working in tandem with Dracula, trying to keep them off of the actual path.
You know, that would actually make sense because his wife was cracking me up when they were like, oh, because he tells her, like, we're researching a missing professor. And she's like, oh, a missing professor? Okay, well, let's have some dinner first. Like,
Yeah.
What?
She's like, oh, really? Anyways.
She's
like-
adorable. She's like,
He's like, he's always getting into shit.
Uh-huh.
she's like, I'm sorry he dragged you into Dracula. Please don't think badly of him. Let me get you food.
who she reminded me of a little bit in my mind was, have you ever seen Young Frankenstein?
No.
Yeah.
Okay, well, you know, Brittany, you should see it. It's really funny. Who,
Yes.
What's her name? The really funny actress. And she plays the wife of no, it's not Young Frankenstein. It's Transylvania 65000. Have you seen that one?
No.
Okay, damn it. I'll find it and I'll show it to you. It's really funny. But she, I cannot think of her fucking name. Let me see. Well, if you liked Young Frankenstein, you would probably like that too. Is it Carol Kane?
Oh.
Yes, Carol Kane. That's who I picture as this lady, like his wife.
Okay, I could see it. Yeah, I could see that. Love that.
Oh, speaking of another Paul, ding for Paul with his, they must be as submissive.
Oh, yeah.
Talking about his wife, I was like, she doesn't seem submissive to me. She seems like he better do what I say, and he knows it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, Paul seems like a complete and utter dumbass.
Yeah. I also hated that when he got to Istanbul, he was like, it's got an Arabian Nights kind of feel, Paul.
Yeah. So we kind of end this part with them talking about the fact they're about to go see Helen's mother and get her story, which I'm really interested in. I'm curious to see how that pans out.
I'm very curious.
We're going to Budapest.
I know
I said that wrong.
Yes. And
I'm excited.
Curious to see if it really was Rossi in her bed or not.
No way it was. No way.
Hold on. What? Why was Rossi in her bed? Oh, you mean
the mother's.
The mother. I thought you meant the daughter, and I was like, why?
Oh my gosh.
Is Rossi in her bed?
Well, maybe she thinks it was him, but there's no way it really was him.
Yeah.
That's what I'm guessing.
Like an illusion or something. Yeah, that would make sense.
Yeah.
All right. So is there anything else that we want to talk about?
No, I highly encourage listeners who are interested to check out the notes on the Patreon because we're skipping around. Like we've made a lot of notes that we didn't necessarily talk about, but I always love that because it's interesting to go back through them.
Yeah.
The reactions are kind of funny.
There was definitely a lot here.
Helen, oh my God. Yeah. All right, I guess we'll end there. We hope that you'll join us for next week's episode. We'll be discussing the Historian chapters 37 through 48. New episodes drop each week, and don't forget to check out last season's discussion on the Bride duology, available now.
Please remember to like, subscribe, and follow us on social media. That like and follow are super important for us to continue to bring you new episodes each week, so please, please, please do so. You can also support us by joining us on Patreon. Thank you for listening to the Midnight Readers podcast. We'll see you next week.
Happy reading, listeners. Don't stay up too late.